Network Entertainment.
These are the confident people. These are the people who believe in themselves. These are people who think they deserve that next promotion, that next job, the higher pay, and they'll ask for it. So we also ask for what we deserve. And that shows up in our love life too.
Right.
If you're a people pleaser, you don't think you deserve love. So you're always trying to get love from your partner by doing things. So that's why there's a lot of crossover between, these love blocks and the blocks that show up in our relationship with money or time.
And how does this apply to time?
Many people walk around feeling like there's never enough time. My biological clock is ticking,
It's the most common.
right? So stress. I'm running out of time. I'm aging.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time. I can't get things done. I'm running out of time. I can't balance my work and my responsibility. So time is always the source of stress. But actually, time is not the problem. It's your relationship with time.
Hi, this is Mirza Season. Welcome to You Can Do This, a podcast that'll help you achieve your dreams and goals one episode at a time. What are you waiting for? Let's go! And so now let's go to money. So would you say that it's when you don't need money that the money will attract you?
Oh my God, same thing, right? Same
How?
thing. How many people who need money get the money they need? It's very rare.
Yeah.
Everybody, there are people everywhere wanting more money. Everybody wants more money, but not everyone has the money or gets the money, right? So money is very interesting because money is about scarcity,
Yes.
right? It's a scarcity mindset that gets in the way. So with money, for example, most people walk around feeling like I don't have enough.
Yeah, I do that.
Right? I don't have enough money at the end of the month. I don't have money to pay the bills. I don't have enough clients. I don't have enough, whatever, opportunities. So that sense of lack puts you right back in scarcity mindset. And it's very interesting. I talk about this actually quite a bit, that there was a study done out of Cambridge. And I think it was Oxford University or something of that sort. But there was a study done with two groups of people. The difference between these two groups of people is their mindset. So they were asked to fill out a questionnaire, and they were divided into two groups depending on who had a more positive, optimistic mindset and who had a more negative one, okay, more pessimistic. And so the experiment was each group was given a newspaper. Now, the thing was, the facilitator of this experiment put an ad in the paper that says, if you see this ad, tell the facilitator and you will get like £100 or something like that, right? So it was right there, like in big letters, you could see it. Now, each group was given a certain amount of time to flip through the newspaper. And that's all they had to do. That's what they're being, recruited into the study to do, right? Now, in the group where people had the positive mindset, almost all these people saw the ad, alerted the facilitator after this, and got their money. In the negative mindset group, the ones who were more pessimistic, almost all of them missed it.
What?
Or they might have seen it and they must have said, this is probably a hoax. This is probably a prank.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So they were given the exact same situation. But the one who believed, who were more, positive, or they were more optimistic in life, they had this kind of more positive view perspective, were more likely to see the opportunity and not just see it, but act upon it. And so that is really, for me, what money is all about. Okay. The ones who have a very positive, kind of abundant mindset when it comes to money, the idea that I have plenty, and I'm grateful for what I have. So gratitude, appreciation, these are all like high energy types of emotions and feelings. And when you address money or approach money with those feelings, right, you'll just attract more of it. But if you walk around being like, oh my God, I just paid all these bills. Oh my God, everywhere I go, I just spend more money. And you just feel horrible about money, right? You actually are putting out this energy of like, ugh, I hate this. I don't like money. And so you're pushing money away rather than attracting it to you. So scarcity is a huge thing when it comes to money.
Tell me how this works, like in practical terms.
Okay.
Like when you work with a client, how does the money come?
So I'm working with a client, right? And this client has parents who struggled with money, though they
Right.
were wealthy. So he grew up just always feeling like there was never enough money, though they're very comfortable, right? But he watched his parents always talk about money, always fight over money. Money was always a source of stress in the house.
Yes.
So even for him, making money is a constant stress, pressure. He doesn't enjoy it. If things go wrong, he's fearful. What if the client doesn't say yes for this deal? Like he's always in a state of like stress. And so things don't go right. He doesn't make good decisions because he's stressed, he's fearful. He doesn't feel good when he's having to deal with work and anything that is connected to money. And so it causes him to always be on the defense. It causes him to not have a lot of confidence. It causes him not to have like a clear mind. And so he doesn't perform well in his career because there's all this negativity associated with money. So the first thing I helped him do was work on all these different events in his life where money was like something negative. Okay, and so released a lot of trauma, a lot of emotions, and I helped him kind of turn money into something that felt good, something more positive, empowering. And I also worked on his own worthiness. So that's the other thing I wanted to say about money is you get the money you think you deserve.
Right.
So if you think you deserve to be a millionaire, like truly deserve to be a millionaire, you will be. But if you don't think you're good enough to make that kind of money, you won't do the work for it. And therefore, you'll never make that kind of money. So there's a self-worth component. So then I worked with his confidence, his self-belief, and helped him with, we have this inner critic voice,
Yes.
imposter syndrome. So these are different things I worked on connected to abundance and money. And he noticed that his deals were coming through. He noticed opportunities were coming.
Wow.
So it was like just changing what's going on internally was attracting totally different experiences in his life. So I know that's still not as practical as we can be, but a lot of this is energetic. A lot of this is, attraction and what you're putting out mentally into the universe.
But I love what you said about if you think you deserve to be a millionaire, you will do the work.
You will do the work.
So there is work involved. It's
You
not
will
like
do the
money
work.
will fall
No,
from
it's
the
not just
sky.
like falling from the sky, but it's not only do the work, Mirza, it's like you will ask for it. For example, you're working in a company, right? You want to make more money.
Right.
And you know that you can make more money if you ask for a promotion. Now, if you think you are worthy of the promotion, you might go up and ask your boss.
Right.
But there are people who will never ask for the promotion. Or if the boss says, I don't think you're ready for it, they won't counter argue that. They won't counter like, but I did this and I did this and I did that. So they won't come from a place where I feel I deserve it and you should give it to me. When a lot of entrepreneurs, CEOs that I've talked to will say, we hire the people who step up, who takes initiative. We reward those people who and these are the confident people. These are the people who believe in themselves. These are people who think they deserve that next promotion, that next job, the higher pay, and they'll ask for it. So we also ask for what we deserve. And that shows up in our love life too.
Right.
If you're a people pleaser, you don't think you deserve love. So you're always trying to get love from your partner by doing things. So that's why there's a lot of crossover between, these love blocks and the blocks that show up in our relationship with money or time and so on. So there's really a parallel across.
So you
these
really
themes.
get what you think you deserve.
Absolutely.
And how does this apply to time?
So here's the interesting thing about time. We all get the same amount of time.
That's true.
24 hours. It renews every single day. We get a new allocation of 24 hours, right? But many people walk around feeling like there's never enough time, right? I'm running out of time. I'm racing against time. Again, time is associated with a lot of stress,
Yes.
okay? And it can show up in different ways. For example, I'm running out of time and my biological clock is ticking,
It's the most common.
right? So stress. I'm running out of time. I'm aging.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time. I can't get things done. I'm running out of time. I can't balance my work and my responsibility. So time is always a source of stress. But actually, time is not the problem. It's your relationship with time. It's the stress you bring into it. And a lot of times people don't know what's important to them. They don't know what matters. So they're just trying to do everything without any strategy, without any like direction in their life. And so they're not even working with time in a way that allows it to work for you.
Hi, guys. We are the Eavesdrop Podcast. My name is Francesca.
My name is Jelly.
This is Delamar.
This is Jude. What's up?
Yeah, and we are inviting you to check us out, your fellow TPN podcast.
And if you want to learn more about life, what's happening around us, you want to know about love, healing, this is the podcast you should be listening to.
Eavesdrop, 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 eavesdrop. Sometimes we get drunk and do the show. Those are the fun ones.
Like today.
Ooh, why? Who's drunk?
Like right now.
You're red as a bug.
Am I? Eavesdrop, please catch it. 4 hosts going crazy. You'll have fun. You'll cry. Everything else. So please check it out. The Eavesdrop.
Only on the Pod Network.
So my story is my third child comes in the pandemic and things were just starting to open up. But I had this new baby. I had 2 other kids and I had to balance my work and I was struggling. And I was like, I can't do this. And I started to feel not good enough. Like I'm just not a good enough mom. I'm not a good enough entrepreneur. I'm not a good, I just can't do it. And I realized that because I felt I didn't have enough time, my self-worth was taking a hit. So I went on this kind of, you could say, healing journey where I decided I want to change my entire perspective of time. And I want to feel like I'm in control of my time. And to do that, I had to work with everything I had learned about time. For example, you're running out of time or deadlines, or these are all very negative associations with time. So I had to kind of release all of these and start to think of time as something I can work with, something that is in my control. And instead of feeling stressed and anxious, I started to feel more relaxed and comfortable with time. And today, people say to me all the time, Sanaiyah, we don't understand how you get all this stuff done with the time that you have.
Right.
And it's just me. It was mental. I had to go from the stress and the anxiety of time and the feeling of running out of it to shift it to a mindset where I have plenty of time. There's more than enough time to do the things that matter, and there are a lot of different tools that I learned, which I now bring into my coaching with my clients, where I help them just shift their relationship with time. And it's both practical because you do have to, build in some, you could say, tools and techniques. So that is very important when it comes to time management. But the key to all of it is your mindset. And you really have to have a time abundant mindset. Time freedom is what I call it.
So give us a practical example of how you apply this abundance of time mindset to like a day in your life with 3 children, a podcast practice.
Okay.
Coaching.
First of all, my entire day is measured in time blocks.
Right.
And then I've used brain science to recognize that where do I put in my breaks? I can work for 90 minutes straight and then I have to take a break because that's my peak productivity.
So you manage your energy.
I manage my energy. And then I eat food that I know will fuel my brain. So I usually start my morning with like berries and Greek yogurt and sunflower seeds. So I eat a lot of nuts and seeds and antioxidants. So I do the kind of food. I energetically manage my sleep. I wear the Aura ring, so I make sure I always get enough sleep. And if I don't get enough sleep, I know it's going to affect my productivity. So these are practical things that I do. I plan the night before. So when I wake up, I'm not losing time being like, oh, where do I start? I don't know. Where's my list? Like, I'm not confused. I get up. I know I'm going to do my morning routine. Then I'm going to sit down on my computer. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do. So the whole day is already mapped out for me. And I've planned it the day before. And I've organized my space for that. And I've put down the 3 top things that I need to get done. I used to have a list that had like the more things on my list, the priorities, the more like important I felt. Now I realize the less I have on my list, the better I'm doing. So I only put the things on my list that I need to get done for today. So there's kind of mindset component to it. And there's also the tools that I've learned to bring in. And I do this work with a lot of my clients who are entrepreneurs or, women who want to have more control of their life.
Right. What are some inspiring stories of clients you have worked with who have unblocked their blocks in love, time, and money?
Okay. Well, when it comes to love, you've seen
Yes.
a couple of them. I have so many students and clients that have manifested love. I mean, just this
Yes.
year, I went to weddings, engagements.
I was going to ask you, must
Yeah.
go to a lot of weddings.
Yes, I mean, this is kind of like recently I'm seeing so much more because I started, I finished working with people and then, this kind of stuff. So, of course, being able to celebrate the women that I'm working with has been really special for me. I am working with a client right now and I'm coaching her with time as well as mindset blocks as well as her business. And I've seen her in like 4 months go from not having a business to the other day she was doing like a seminar for 700 people. So
Oh my gosh.
watching people just accelerate in terms of abundance, money, time, success. I work a lot with these kind of themes. In terms of time, I've seen people who were just constantly feeling not good enough in their life. I was working with a mom with a young child and she just felt like I don't have time for my career, my dreams. And then there was a lot of other stress happening. And I just helped her kind of clear all of that so she could really focus on now what is her dream. And true enough, she's getting these amazing opportunities and awards and things like that. So it was really just beautiful to see that happen as well. So I've seen, people's lives just get back on track. I've seen success come in. Money, of course, abundance is just a natural product of self-love and confidence and commitment. I've seen families just who were going through a lot of struggle and conflict, marriages have resolved. So, in every way, people's lives
Right.
have been really enriched.
Wow, what a gift you are to them.
It was a gift to me. How can I not pass the gift to
Right.
other people, right? Like, this is what I got, and I just want to be able to share that with as many people.
Can you name some baby steps for those who are feeling stuck and overwhelmed and blocked?
Yeah.
Some baby steps they can take to get started.
Breathe.
Breathe.
And create space, right? So what happens is usually when we are not doing too well in our life, we don't have any space for ourselves. We're constantly reliving the pain, the trauma, the lack, the difficulties. What I'm going to encourage you to do is take the space and take the time to just reflect
Right.
and be with yourself and really work on your connection with yourself, loving yourself more, nurturing yourself, just giving yourself some time. The second step I would say, Mirza, is to really reflect on the patterns in your life, whether that's in time, money, or relationships. What do you see happening over and over again? What are the kinds of situations you encounter? What repeats in your life? And as you start to see what you are experiencing repeatedly, you start to recognize, oh, this is what I'm attracting. And you start to see where there might be opportunity for you to work on these different limitations. Of course, I highly recommend people work with a coach or a healer. I practice theta healing and I do coaching work with that. And to me, that is one of the quickest methods to clear your blocks. So that's what I do. But there are many different ways people can, work on their blocks, many different techniques and modalities. But the key is to do the inner work.
Yes.
Clear
always.
what's inside you that's
Right.
creating the external difficulty or challenge
Right.
in your life.
Yes. The big and most important first step.
Yeah.
And if you could leave our listeners with one mindset shift that has worked for you and unblocking all your blocks and
Yeah.
for your clients, what would that be?
Absolutely. It's something I truly believe in and I say all the time. The most important relationship is the one that you have with yourself. And so prioritizing yourself. And what I mean by prioritizing, it's self-development. How can you grow? How can you be better? How can you learn the skills that you need to have to manifest what you want? How can you work towards your dreams? So it's about prioritizing yourself and what matters to you. That is, I think, the most important mindset shift, because when you start to make yourself important, okay, you start doing the work to get to the goals that you have for yourself, because you love yourself so much. You want to do it for yourself. You want to be better. You want to kind of create your dream life. And we would do that for people we love. So doing it for yourself is just such a beautiful thing to experience.
And that's why your podcast is called Project Loving Yourself.
Yes.
Would you like to invite our listeners to
Yes.
listen to your podcast and follow you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So my podcast, Project Loving Myself, is a journey of self-love and personal growth. And you can find the podcast on all channels, Spotify, Apple. It's bit.ly/Project Loving Myself. You can also find it on Instagram at Project Loving Myself Podcast. You can also follow me on YouTube, Instagram, really all channels. It's at Sanaiyah Gurnamal, and the website is also www.sanaiyahgurnamal.com.
Thank you so much, Sanaiyah.
Thank you. Mirza, can I also drop the quiz? I just remembered. I have a quiz.
Oh,
that
you
helps
have a
people.
quiz.
Yeah, I have a
Yes,
quiz that
please.
helps people figure out what's their love
Okay,
block.
bring out your notebooks.
Yes. So it's sanaiyahgurnamal.com/love-blocks-quiz. So pretty simple. And I'm sure you'll drop it in the episode description. So just sanaiyahgurnamal.com/love-blocks-quiz.
I love it. A quiz after the episode. Thank you so much again.
You're
and see you again soon.
Thank you. This was such a great conversation.
It was. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for listening to You Can Do This. If you want to know more about me, visit mirza.com. That's MYRZA.com. And follow me at Mirza Season on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you like this episode, please don't forget to rate it 5 stars. Hit the follow button on your podcast streaming platforms and hit the notification bell to get alerted every time we release a new episode. Catch you at our next convo, and always remember, you can do this.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.